I had not. I was given a copy of the book while I was shooting the film, which is so fantastic, and I really appreciate that. But no, it was a blind read of the script. I knew nothing about the family,
Mm.
so the story alone was enough to really inspire me to get on board. And I obviously found out a lot of information after that point, but it didn't matter. I was all in. The story is incredible and it's inspiring and it's uplifting. So I definitely wanted to be a part of it. No, oh, well, it wasn't the usual audition process. They were looking for a very specific type of person, and it was very close to filming, and they had not found that actor to play that role. And I somehow came across their search, and they reached out to my agent. Actually, Josh Walsh, our producer, stayed up till 3 in the morning and basically cold called my agent, which is not the way things are done these days with email. There's usually an introduction and easy, and I'm going to send you something. It was none of that. At the same time, I received an email from an old friend who I had worked with, who had also worked with one of the other producers. And so I had it come at me from two directions. And so I thought, okay, I'll have a read. I read over the weekend. I cried. I felt it was such a powerful story about motherhood, and I really felt seen as a mother and appreciated. And in that moment of where I was at in my life, in the thick of it, with the 2-year-old at that time, 2, 5, 8, and 11 at that time, was thereabouts. My husband's here. I'm like trying to calculate. Yeah, I really felt that, and it felt important to me to be a part of that. So yeah, that was the process. And then 10 days until I got on a plane, I did a Zoom kind of audition meeting, but it was enough. They felt the same. I shared a lot of the story, the parallels with Helen's story. So I think it was meant to be, and I hope that it feels that way. Yeah, so it's very interesting that you bring that up, because if you meet them now, if you meet the real David and Helen now, you will see an amazingly strong couple.
Mm.
David cannot speak more highly of Helen. He adores her, and he really feels like she is his savior and pulled him through in life. So that's incredible. And this particular film is at a time when I don't think they were quite there yet. There was not doubt in the relationship or the marriage, but just doubt that it was going to work out. He definitely has his moments where he doesn't believe that it's going to be okay, and that's very draining for Helen, because she needs his support. They need to work as a couple. They're in a new country. They don't have any people they know. They have 6 children and one on the way. She needs him to step up, and they need to do this parenting journey together. And you see in this film that she's really bringing him up from those trenches. There's so, it's too much to go into. There's so many dramatic twists and turns in this film, but they're there every step of the way. So Joel had his own process to get into the mind of his dad, which I'm sure was really an incredible ride for him. That must have been quite difficult. For me, I was there for him. As an actor, he was very busy. He was directing, he's acting, he's written the film as well. I just took it as my role to stay strong and support him on screen and off screen. Whatever he needed, I was there for it. And I, had a bit more experience being in front of the camera, and so I was just happy to offer whatever I could in terms of knowledge, wisdom, support, love, on set. And I think we were able to find that dynamic because he was appreciative of that. And we also had to wrangle the children together, the kids who were playing the parts of the Smallbone family. So we really had elements of that in the shooting process already, just being there, just doing this thing. For me, my preparation as an actor was definitely to think about what is the driving force in this scene. What is Helen trying to get out of this? And you can see that she wants him to just have a bit of faith. She is so strong in her faith, and she believes that his pride is in the way at this point. You mentioned, you know, the relationship with Jed, and it's hard for him to accept the help. And she really believes that this is God's hand that is giving them this help from the answering their prayers. And David is not seeing it that way at the time. So this is trying to get him to wake up to that. But also that with Rebecca involved, there is the absolute mama bear moment of protecting her daughter. And he goes too far. He crosses the line. So she has to step up in that moment. And so I think just the circumstances alone, if you play that out and if I heard anyone talking to my kids that way and telling them that they were not enough, I mean, I can't say that I would act that differently. I may not slap anyone, but yeah, you would do everything you can to protect your kids. I think they realized the importance of family. So I think that, you know, the Unsung Hero film, it says family is not in the way, they are the way.
Right.
Family is the way forward. So I think all of the Smallbone family have that ingrained in them, and they know that it's so powerful to band together with the people that you love and just hold on to that love and that hope and your family. And they were able to explore this through music. And so I think that they share this experience. They've got this experience of their life lived together and how holding on to those really core values has worked for them. So if it ain't broke, then don't fix it. You know, that they all live their lives this way. And I think that's why they've been such an incredible family.